Greetings to all my tech heads out there in the KevTechify Nation, and if you're new here, welcome. In this episode, we're going to look at configuring the default gateway. We'll be discussing the default gateway on a host, and then we'll look at the default gateway on a switch. This episode is part of my series on Introduction to Networks for the CCNA. I'm Kevin here at KevTechify. Let's get this adventure started. We need to talk a little bit about your default gateway. The default gateway is the exit off of your network onto somebody else's. Think about sitting in the room. That room is in a building. That room is attached to a hallway. That hallway is attached to other hallways. That hallway is attached to other rooms going off of it. It's a network of hallways and rooms. And you're sitting in one room. And in order to get to a different room, you have to go through your door, out into the hallway, navigate the hallways to find your room, and then go through the door to get there. That door to get out of your room is sort of your default gateway. Just like for a PC, in order to get off of your network, you have to go through the default gateway. Now, the default gateway has to be on your network. So it has to share the network portion of your address. And that's what we're showing right here. All devices connected into this switch have the network portion. Your first 3 octets are the same. The last part, it can be different. So PC1 is a .10, PC2 is a .11, and then down here, this part of the network, let me circle the entire local network here. What I circled here is your local area network. Any device, PC1, PC2, and this gig 00 interface share these network portions. And so your default gateway needs to be on a router. That router connects to other networks, so it connects down here to this network. And these are different networks because if you notice, the third octet down here is .11, up here it's .10. So those are 2 different networks. The router connects those 2 up. And so to get off of this top network, we have to go through this interface right here. This interface is our default gateway to get off of our network. So any PC1, PC2, any other PCs connected into this switch have to go through this gateway right here to go on to the other network. So that's our default gateway. So it has to be on your network, but it has to be on a device that connects to other networks. And that, once you understand that, that helps a lot because we have to understand how traffic works. If PC1 wanted to talk to PC2, we don't have to go through a router. The communication can just go like this all day long. But as soon as we want to talk to PC3, we have to go through the router. We have to go to this IP address, which is set up as our default gateway, and then router 1 can pass that traffic. Router 1 can then pass that traffic down to this network, and it goes technically through the switch, and then to PC3. So the default gateway is your exit on and off of your network. It was my pleasure to provide you with this wonderful episode on configuring the default gateway. If you like this episode and you got value out of it, please click that like button, give a 5-star rating, leave a comment. This all helps me bring you more great content. Please take a minute to subscribe to my channel. All of my socials and contact information are on my website, KevTechify.com. There, you can find out how to get all of these episodes in video and podcast form. In the upper right is my playlist for my series on Introduction to Networks for the CCNA. In the bottom right is one of my favorite videos that I linked just for you. Thank you so much for watching this episode of my series on Introduction to Networks for the CCNA. Once again, I'm Kevin. This here is KevTechify. I'll see you next time for another great adventure.